Good evening and welcome back to the Cheltenham Exchange Lucky 15 Shootout, and we're on to day 4. Before we get started, do not panic, you're not stuck with me and my useless selections. As for the other 3 days, we do have a member of the team taking on a very special guest, but unfortunately this recording is being done slightly differently with pre-recorded clips. So as per the other 3 days, we've got a member of the team taking on a special guest where they'll pick 4 selections, which we will put in a lucky 15 and hopefully return something that we can pass on to the Injured Jockeys Fund. So day 4, and it's our boss man, Ian Rayner, and he's taking on a very special guest who's always been very supportive of us as a group from day 1 when we started this, really. And it's Mr. Mackay from Cheltenham Chat on YouTube. I'm sure you'll have come across him. If you haven't, make sure you check out his channel, get subscribed. This man certainly knows his stuff and has a very proven track record over the years. So thank you very much, Mark, for doing us the honour of putting your selections up. And let's hope they go well. So best of luck to both of you. And here are the day 4 selections.
Hi everyone, I've been asked for a lucky 15 for Friday for the Cheltenham Exchange. I'm looking for a big day from Nicky Henderson on the Friday. I'll start my each way lucky 15 with my handicap pick for their videos as well, Under Control of Nicky Henderson's off 138 in the county hurdle. I think that's a really good mark. Now I am worried about the ground for this horse, but they've taken Iberica Lord out, and I think if it's too soft they will take Under Control out as well. So I'll trust Nicky on this, and I'll take Under Control in the county hurdle as my first pick. My second pick is also from Nicky's yard, so I'm hoping that this supposed virus they have isn't a thing. I'm going to take Shana Bob in the Albert Bartlett. I've been really impressed with this horse on both his outings. I think the form of Kerry Hill is very strong. And I just believe this horse could be one that Nicky will be really looking forward to next season for staying novice chases like the Brown Advisory. I'm taking an absolute flyer in the Gold Cap on Korak Rambler, who's got great course form, winning 2 Ultimas. And I know this season his form hasn't been great, but I think as an each way bet, I think he's a great each way bet in the Gold Cap. I'm not sure that there'll be 3 good enough to beat him. The way he stayed on twice at Cheltenham, he won a really good Ultima last season, beating Fast or Slow. And I think even on the revised weights, I think with the extra distance, that Korak Rambler could seriously, put it up to all of them in the Gold Cap. But I think he'll be in the first 3, and as such, I'll put him in the lucky 15 as well. The final horse for my lucky 15 is in the Fox Hunters, and it's last year's winner, Premier Magic. I know the front 2 in the market look good, and they look perhaps slightly better than Premier Magic, but Premier Magic did beat the favourite It's on the Line last season, and although that horse looks like he's improved, we haven't seen Premier Magic. He's only running point to points this season, so we've not seen him in the flesh on the race course that we would see in normal races. So I think he could be just a horse who comes back and wins again. I think 7-8 to 1 for him to be in the places is a really good bet. So just to recap on my lucky 15 for the Cheltenham Exchange Friday, my lucky 15 each way is Under Control in the county hurdle, Shana Bob in the Albert Bartlett, Korak Rambler in the Gold Cap, and Premier Magic in the Hunter's Chase. I want to wish everyone who's watching the Cheltenham Exchange a really good Cheltenham. Enjoy it. We've waited so long for it to come round. It's only 4 days. Please gamble responsibly. Just put on what you can lose. And I hope you have a good time, and I hope you actually get a big win out of the festival.
Thanks, Mark, for your selections, and good luck. So I'm going to go with my lucky 15 using the prices for Coral Bookmaker. And here are my selections for day 4. So we're going to start with the County Hurdle, and I'm going to go with King of Kingsfield at currently at 5-1. Has a weight currently of 10-12 and a mark of 142. Been in some interesting races despite being well fancied at the beginning of the season. Behind Slade Stilby was one of the favourites for the Gallaghers in the race at Naas. Was behind Farron Glory at Fairyhouse. Then beat Marizol West at Leopardstown, who then went on to win next time out. I feel the key piece of form could be the third behind Ballyburn and Slade Still at the DRF. My second selection is in the Albert Bartlett, and it's going to be High Class Hero, who's currently 6-1 with Corals. Bit of an interesting prep this season, starting with a couple of wins during the summer. I think one of them was a Listal in a bumper, and then going over hurdles and winning his maiden hurdle at Galway. One last time out at Furless in January. Made a bit of a mess of the last hurdle, but still batted on well to beat Easy Fella. My third selection is going to be Allegory Devassi in the Mayor's Chase, company a price of 7-2. She was one of my Ante-Post picks earlier in the season when we did our Ante-Post series. I'm going to have to stick with her, I think. Bit of an indifferent season, winning a season debut at Clonmel, but was very disappointed at Fairyhouse, getting well beat by Riviere de Til. I think it's by about 33 lengths. Much better last time out. Granted at a shorter trip, I think it was 2 miles, reversing the form with Riviere de Til at Naas. I will say about Dino Blue, she has the much better form this season, but will she stay the trip? And that's obviously my big doubt. My fourth and final selection is going to be Cletus Poulor in the Martin Pipe, currently 14-1. 5 runs this season, hasn't been out of the top 2. Second at Down Roll behind Big D, and second behind Daddy Longlegs at Furless, who at one point was one of the favourites for the Supreme. And even though he was very well beaten, the second behind Ballyburn at Leopardstown in December could be interesting, especially if he wins the Gallaghers. Finally, Cletus Poulor won at Naas and was second again in the Pertham's qualifier at 2 miles 7. Personally, I'm not so sure if he will go to the Pertham's at the longer trip. Instead, I think he will come here. So that's it. So hopefully we might get some winners for the Injured Jockeys Fund. Good luck to Mark with his selections. And now to the boss, OJ.
Okay, so there we have it, fellas. Thank you very much, both of you. Some great picks there, some great insight. And hopefully we can get something back to the IJF with some returns on those bets. So we'll have a quick recap of those 2 lucky 15s. So for Matt Mackay, we've got Under Control in the County Hurdle at 8-1. These were all placed earlier on at Corals, by the way. Shanna Bob in the Albert Bartlett, 8-1. Corach Rambler in the Gold Cup at a lovely 20-1. What a story that would be. And defending champion Premier Magic at 6-1 in the Hunter's Chase. And for Ian, we've got King of Kingsfield in the County Hurdle also at 5-1. High Class Hero in the Albert Bartlett at 6-1. Allegory Devassi in the Mayor's Chase at 7-2. And Cletus Poulor in the Martin Pipe at 14-1. So again, some lovely prices, boys. Thank you both very much for taking part, sharing your expertise, and yep, fingers crossed we get some pennies back to the charity. So once again, folks, thanks again for watching. Please like, share, subscribe. Subscribing doesn't cost anything, and in the comments down below, stick up your own lucky 15, stick up anything you want to say, give the boys some grief for what they've selected. Love a bit of interaction, and everybody enjoys it. Apart from that, folks, that's about it. Festival is upon us. Have fun next week. Best of luck to you all. Remember to gamble responsibly, and we'll see you all again soon.